Morning, everyone. Hope you're having a really great morning so far. Hope it's a little bit sunnier where you are. It's really overcast and cloudy here, so hopefully our sun will start coming back throughout the week. Today's practice is all about cultivating an open heart. And with that open heart, maybe providing a little bit of confidence and strength within the body. So today we're going to go ahead and start seated. I always like to start seated just so we can ground a little bit into the surface that we're sitting on and to the room that we're practicing in. So you can rock the sit bones from side to side. There's nothing that you need to do to get fancy with your breath or anything. Just start to arrive in your space and notice how the body is feeling right away. And so as you close your eyes, keep that smile on your face for the day. You don't right away lift up through the center of the heart. Don't necessarily puff the heart out, but lead with the heart. Lift it up towards the chin. Pull the shoulder blades together behind the back. And engage the core so that the torso feels nice and supported. And then we'll take our 3 breaths together to begin our practice. Take a big inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh everything out. And then again, big inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, sigh everything out. And one last time, bigger inhale here. Open the mouth, slowly let it all go. And then let's seal the lips. Keep the eyes closed, and as you start to focus on that conscious breath, it's that breath that sounds like you're fogging up a mirror as you breathe in and out of the nose. So constrict the back of the throat, give your breath a sound as you start to connect and cultivate long, lengthy breaths. And as you start to breathe, again, become aware of the muscles in the body. Relax the cheeks and the jaw. Make length for the neck. Soften the collarbone from the chin. Feel the sternum continue to lift. Even though you have all this length and support through the core, feel the sit bones grounding down into the floor or to whatever surface you're on. Take one more full breath in and out of the nose. And keep with this breath through the nose. Bring the hands together in front of the heart. Feel the thumbs touching the center of the heart. I want you to keep all of this awareness here as we move through our practice. A lot of times we move through our practice leading with our head, thinking about how the pose looks, where we should be at. And instead, I want you to lead your practice with your heart. Just be in the pose. See if you can find a little bit of peace in each pose that we encounter. We'll take one more full breath here. And blink the eyes open. We're going to switch the crossing of the legs, get a little bit of balance in the body, rotate the sit bones from side to side or rock from side to side. Now on the inhale, let's sweep the arms up. Left arm is going to go down onto the ground, walk the hands out. And then the right arm just goes right over the ear. Then I want you to rotate the pinky down. This is going to give you a little bit more openness through the back. And then rotate the bottom ribs up towards the ceiling. And then once you find that place that you can settle in, feel the length along the right side of the torso all the way down into the sit bone. Relax the right shoulder, and you'll take one more full breath. And then on the next inhale, come up with both hands. Look up as the palms touch. Exhale, bring the right hand down to the floor. Walk the fingertips out and ground into that palm. The left arm shoots over the left ear, and then find softness in that left shoulder. The bottom ribs, the right ribs rotate up, and then maybe gaze up towards the ceiling. Take a couple of breaths here. Big, deep inhale in, and a full breath out. Find softness through that left hip. One more full breath. And then inhale, both hands come up, look up as the palms touch. Exhale to pull the hands down to the heart and all the way down to the knees. On your next inhale, I want you to lift the heart up towards the ceiling for a cow pose, seated cow. And then exhale, round the back, bring the chin towards the chest, navel towards the spine, round the back for a seated cat. Inhale, use your entire breath, lengthen the heart up, feel the tailbone root down into the floor, and then exhale, round, feel the spread of the shoulder blades. You can hang on to the knees as you hollow the chest out. One last time. Inhale, lengthen the heart up. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit of length through the spine. And then exhale, round the back, starting to wake up the back side of the body. And then we'll inhale, come back to a neutral spine. We're going to cross over the ankles and come into a table pose. If table pose doesn't feel good for you, then place a blanket underneath the knees, or you can come right into a plank pose, which is a little bit more challenging. So we'll find table pose first. When you get there, I want you to root the palms down into the mat. So I always talk about this. A lot of times we'll shine the front of the elbows, this crease forward. It helps if you rotate toward they're shining both towards one another. And when you do that, you might feel the palms root more down into the floor. And then once you do this, notice did this chest start to dump through the shoulders. Press the chest away. This is where the core comes into play too, the belly button coming to the spine. So with all of this engagement, you're pressing the floor away. You're not rounding into cat, but you do have that slight spread of the shoulder blades. Belly button to the spine. And then now, if you're not in plank pose, walk the feet back and find plank. I want you to reach the heart forward. Feel the shoulder blades move down the back and the heels move down towards the back of the mat. Keep pressing into the mat evenly with both palms. Take another breath in. And then use your exhale to lift the hips up to the ceiling, downward facing dog. Maybe walk the toes in slightly. Look at the palms and make sure that they're still spread wide and that you're pressing the mat forward. And then use that leverage to pull the heart closer to the front of the thighs. Feel the shoulder blades soften down towards the sit bones. And then we'll only be here for a couple more breaths. So even if the arms are starting to shake, if the legs are shaking, stay with your breath. Feel the hamstrings extending back for the back wall behind you. And then you'll take another full cycle of breath. Soften the heart here. Inhale to come up onto the tippy toes and bend your knees. Bottom of your next exhale, you're going to walk behind your hands. Come into a forward fold. I like to start with a forward fold at the beginning of the morning, especially after sleeping. So grab onto both elbows or opposite elbows. And then rock the weight into the toes. Tuck the chin. And then bring the heart a little bit closer towards the front of the thighs. If the backs of the legs are tight, then put a slight bend in the knees. And then as the backs of the legs open, of course, start to straighten. But again, point the crown of the head directly to the floor. Couple of breaths here, maybe even swaying from side to side. Full cycle of breath. And then we'll release the hands to the floor. Make sure that the feet are hip width distance or even a little bit wider, but not too wide. And then let's bring the hands to the shins. Weight rolls into the toes. Reach the head forward. Soften the shoulder blades from the back of the neck. And then exhale to fold forward. The belly button comes in towards the spine to help you fold. Bend the knees. Inhale to rise all the way up, nice and slow. Be gentle to the back. Lift through the fingertips, palms touch. Exhale, bring the hands down to your heart. Root the feet into the floor. So this is where the inner thighs rotate inwards towards one another, and that's really going to help you to root and ground into the feet. Lift up through the heart. Bring the hands together beside the body. Point the fingertips down for mountain pose. As you lift the sternum up, close the eyes. Find that smile back on your face. Take a full cycle of breath here. And then when you're ready, ground the feet into the floor. Use your next inhale to rise all the way up. Palms touch overhead. Exhale to lead with the heart. Dive over the thighs. Really slow. Be gentle to the back. Inhale, flat back. Hands can stay on the floor or come to the shins. Crown reaches forward. Exhale to forward fold. Bend the knees. Inhale to rise all the way up. Lift through the heart. Fingertips touch. Exhale, bring the hands down to your heart. Again, inhale, arms up. Palms touch. Exhale, leading with your heart. Dive over the thighs. Inhale, find your flat back. Reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale to rise all the way up. Palms touch. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. We're going to add on now. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Palms are going to touch. Exhale, leading with the heart. Dive over the thighs. Inhale to find your flat back. Crown reaches forward. Exhale to forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms. Step back either into plank or to table pose. Ground the palms first. Take a big, deep inhale in, and then lift the hips if you're not in downward facing dog yet. Inhale the right leg up. Look forward. You're going to help the foot between the palms. So walk it forward if you need to once you get it up there, and then look down. Make sure you have that 90-degree angle with the knee and that the ankle is underneath that right knee. And then we're going to lower the left knee down. It's okay if you keep the toes tucked or if you want to untuck the toes. It's completely up to you. But I want you to reach the heart forward. And if that left knee is a little bit sore, you can bring a block underneath that knee for a little bit of support or roll your mat under. On the next inhale, we'll rise up. Arms come right alongside the ears. Ground into the ball of the right foot. Inhale to lengthen the fingertips up. Exhale, I want you to bring the arms into a cactus and a slight back bend. Look up towards the ceiling. Inhale to straighten the arms, gaze forward. Exhale, bend the arms, cactus pose. Look up towards the ceiling. One more time. Inhale to straighten the arms. Exhale, come into cactus and pause. Pull the shoulder blades together behind the back. Keep lifting the sternum up. Take another full breath in and out. Inhale to come up with the arms. As you exhale, bring the hands slowly down to the floor. Press the ball of the right foot into the floor. Tuck the left toes under that back leg. Straighten the back leg to firm the leg. And then when you're ready, you can use that right knee to come up into your high lunge. I like to sometimes use that as a little bit of leverage. So as you press into the ball of the right foot, feel the hips softening. The left heel is lifting up towards the ceiling. And then when you're ready, you can add the arms right alongside the ears. Find the pinkies rotating in towards one another. And then notice if you started to favor that right hip, can you pull the right hip back to keep the hips in line with one another? Soften into the pose. Feel the right knee pointing towards the middle toe. And then I want you to bring the hands together now. Interlace the fingers except for the pointer finger and thumb. Inhale to lift the fingertips up. Maybe bring it into a slight back bend. And then hands come all the way down to the heart, all the way down to the floor. Ground the palms into the floor. On your inhale, I want you to sweep the right leg up. Right leg is going to come up. You can bring it into a three-legged dog, maybe bend the right knee, open up through that right side, or you can keep the legs straight, lengthening through that right leg. Wherever you are, take a couple of breaths here. Keep pressing into the palms evenly. And then look at that right wrist. Bring the right knee to the right wrist and come into pigeon pose. The ankle will swing towards the left wrist. And then you use the left toes to help straighten through your left leg. Make sure that the leg is coming out of the body straight. And then if you have a block, you can always put that underneath the right sit bone to keep the hips square. You can always use those blocks underneath the forearms or a pillow. So once you square the hips and the shoulders, choose what you want to do with the body. You can stay upright, or you can come down and use any props. Once you find that sweet spot to settle in, see if you can come back to your breath, making that audible sound, sounding like you're fogging up a mirror. Let go through the low back. Release the hips. Find softness in the shoulders. So even though we come into stillness, sometimes we will still grip onto the body. We'll bring tension. And so just find a place in the body that you notice this tightness and see if you can just soften a touch of the body. Take one more full cycle of breath here to settle. And if you have any props, go ahead and set them off to the side. On your next inhale, you'll bring the palms back underneath the shoulders. So this is a little bit tricky. You'll tuck those left toes back under to firm the left leg, the straight leg that's behind you. Press into the palms. On your next inhale, sweep the right leg back up, open up through the hip and bend the right knee. You can roll out the ankle if that feels good. Keep the chest, though, pointing towards the palms. And take another breath. As you feel complete, come back into downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. On your next inhale, raise your left leg. Look forward. Help the foot between the palms. Make sure you have that 90-degree angle with the left knee. And then when you're ready, right knee comes down. Choose if you want to untuck or keep the toes tucked. Inhale to rise. Find your low lunge on the opposite side now. Soften the shoulders down the back. Lift the belly button up. Sternum lifts up towards the chin. Take a full cycle of breath here. Settle. Knee points towards that middle toe. On your next inhale, lift through the arms, lengthen the torso. When you exhale, bring the arms into cactus, look up towards the ceiling. Inhale to rise or raise the arms. Exhale, come into cactus. Lift the sternum, look up towards the ceiling. Again, inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, open up to cactus and hold. Pull the shoulder blades together behind the back. Lift the sternum up. Keep the core engaged. Take another full breath in and out. Inhale to straighten the arms. Exhale to bring the hands down to the floor. Tuck the right toes under. Firm the right leg. Keep the right leg nice and strong. Press into the ball of the left foot, and then inhale to rise. Come all the way up into your high lunge. You're on the ball of the right foot. Pull the left hip back, and that left knee is pointing towards your middle toe. Soft shoulders here. Take another full cycle of breath in and out. Sink a little bit deeper into the pose. Bring the hands together overhead. Interlace the fingers. Pointer finger and thumb are left out, but interlace them in that unnatural way, the awkward feeling way. And then lift the fingertips up, soft shoulders. Bring it into a slight back bend. And then inhale to straighten the arms. Exhale to bring the hands all the way down very gently to the mat. Press into the palms. You're going to sweep your left leg up and back, three-legged dog. You can keep a straight leg or you can open up through that left side, bend the left knee maybe. Try and keep the shoulders square to the front of the mat. Take another breath wherever you are. And then look forward, bring that left knee to the left wrist and the ankle over towards the right wrist. You're coming into pigeon pose on the opposite side. So you'll use the right toes to help straighten through the leg. Make sure the leg's coming out of the body straight. And then any props that you want to use. If you notice that you're leaning on this left hip, go ahead and shove a blanket or a pillow underneath there or a block if you have a prop. That's just going to help to square your hips. And then find that centeredness, look forward, lift up, find some length between the vertebrae. And then choose if you want to stay here or you can come all the way down. Maybe you come onto the forearms, maybe you rest your forehead on a block or a prop. And then once you find that sweet spot, settle into the pose. Let the body get really heavy. So release any gripping or tension that you're holding on to. If you were clinging on to tightness in the body, see if you can just soften just a little bit of what you're holding on to. Feel the heart opening. And this connectedness to the surface that you're on, the space that you're in. One more full round of breath here. And when you're ready, we'll slowly inhale to rise, set any props off to the side. Bring the palms underneath the shoulders. Tuck the right toes under so you can firm that right leg so it's nice and strong. Then you're going to press into the palms, sweep the right leg up and back. Maybe open up through that hip and bend the knee. You can roll out the ankle if that feels good. You'll take a full cycle of breath here. Keep the shoulders pointing forward. And then release back into downward facing dog as you feel complete. And take a full breath here. Inhale to come up onto the tippy toes. Bend your knees, look forward. You can hop or step behind the hands. Inhale, find your flat back, bring the hands to the shins, crown reaches forward. And then exhale, roll all the way down the legs. Inhale to rise all the way up. Palms are going to touch overhead, look up, and then exhale to bring the hands down to the heart. Close the eyes. Find your mountain pose, palms shine forward, inner thighs rotate towards one another. As you lift up through the heart, feel grounded and connected to the floor. One more full cycle. And then when you're ready, blink the eyes open, bring the hands to the hips. We're going to stand at the front of the mountain pose. Bring the weight into that right foot. Step the left foot all the way back to the ball of the foot. So we're going to start in a lunge. I want you to sink into that front knee first. And when you're ready, rotate the left foot down. Keep the lengthened legs. So sometimes I'll have to widen the legs. Find that 90-degree angle. Back toes are pointing forward. So as you open the heart up to the wide side of the mat, extend the fingertips out. Make sure that the left arm is coming out of the body straight. Look over and gaze over the front middle finger. Scoop the left glute underneath the hip so that the right knee points towards your middle toe, and then lift up through the torso. Full cycle of breath here. And then right forearm is going to come down to the right thigh. Start with the left hand at the hip. Use the right ribs to rotate the torso to shine more upwards towards the ceiling. And then maybe now add that left hand up straight. So as you come into the side angle pose, keep pressing into both feet evenly. Notice if you're just dumping the weight into that front foot. And then lift up. Use the body here. You're not just using the feet and the legs. See if you can use the torso here to balance this weight. Maybe that left arm comes over the left ear now, to find a little bit of length through the left side of the body. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Take another full cycle of breath. So bring this left arm all the way down and around to that left hip. Right hand is going to start to slide down to the shin as you straighten the leg. Find the hand on the center of the shin, not dumping the weight there, the weight's still on the feet, and then rotate the torso up. Maybe you choose to add the left hand, finding triangle pose. Maybe you just keep it at the hip. Keep pressing into both feet. Take another full breath. And then you're going to bring that left hand down to the hip. Bend the knee. Bring that right hand to the floor, and you're going to come to the ball of the left foot. Look forward. Step the left foot forward next to the right. Inhale, bring the hands to the shins. Reach the head forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise. Palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart, all the way down to the hips. Ground the left foot now into your mat. Inhale to lift the right knee up. Step it back to the ball of the right foot. Find the length in your stance. And then gently rotate the right heel down so that the right toes still point towards the top. You'll sink into that front knee. Find that 90-degree angle with the knee. Open the heart to the wide side of the mat. Extend the fingertips out. Press into both feet evenly. Bring the gaze now over the front middle finger. Full breath in and a full breath out. Keep scooping the left glute underneath the hip. Bring the left forearm down to the thigh. Right hand to the right hip. Use the left ribs to rotate the heart up towards the ceiling. Feet are evenly planted. Maybe add the right hand up towards the ceiling or over the right ear. Soften the right shoulder down the back. Take a full cycle of breath. And then this right hand is going to sweep all the way forward and down to the right hip. Bring the left hand to the knee and start to slide it down the leg as you straighten the left leg, bringing the left hand to the shin. Left ribs rotate the torso to gaze up to the ceiling. Maybe you add the arm coming into your full triangle pose. Both feet are planted evenly. Lift through the right fingertips. And take another full breath. Bring that right hand back to the hip. Bend back into that left knee. Left hand comes down to the floor. Right hand to the floor. Spin to the ball of the right foot. Spring forward. Right foot meets the left. Inhale, find your flat back. Roll the weight into the toes. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to rise all the way up. Palms touch overhead. Exhale to pull the hands down to the heart. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out. So we'll come all the way down to our seated position. Rock the sit bones from side to side. And then we'll come into that side twist before we end our practice. So bring the right hand to the left thigh. Use the left hand behind the back just to lift through the heart. And gaze over the left shoulder. And then now give your head a few shakes, yes. Big shakes, yes. And big shakes, no. You'll use your next inhale to come back to center. And then exhale to twist to the opposite side. Try and keep the eyes closed now. Left hand on top of the right thigh. Lift through the heart. Few shakes, yes. And a few shakes, no. Use your next inhale to come back into center. Palms face down on the knees. Pull onto the knees to lift the heart up. Soften the muscles in the face and around the eyes. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Keep the eyes closed as you bring the hands together in front of the heart. Just take a breath here in silence. And then we'll finish our practice together with our 3 breaths. When you are ready, take your inhale in through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Again, inhale deeply. Open mouth, exhale to sigh it out. And then one last time, bigger inhale. And a fuller exhale. And reseal the lips. Tuck the chin towards the chest. I just want you to take this last breath, finding that intention you started with. Maybe thinking and leading with that open heart instead of leading with the mind. As you soften into the confidence that you have built, I hope you take this open heart and strength that you have created off the mats and into your day. I thank you for your time and for your practice this morning. And when you're ready, you can lift the chin, put a smile on your face, and blink the eyes open. Namaste. Well, thanks, guys, for your time this morning. I really appreciate your practice and your dedication to your time on the mat. I really hope that you feel a little bit more open through the center of the chest and through the body. Using that strength that you've built in the legs, truly take that off of the mat today and use that to create your best day. Hope you have a really awesome day, and I will see you on Friday at 9 a.m. Thanks for your time.